with the Phillies here in the day game today against the Diamondbacks. Ranger Suarez going up against Beefot. And look, this is the option that the Diamondbacks are faced with. It's not, I'll say it's not a problem necessarily. I mean, he has actually performed admirably considering his, you got to be realistic in your expectations, right? As well. You just don't say like, you know, we have him in there and we're expecting him to totally dominate and whatnot. You're just expecting him to go in there and, improve, do the job. He was a prospect. I mean, it's not maybe he was rushed to the major leagues, and like I said, when he came along, the numbers that were not great. There's no doubt about that, and he definitely, held his spot in the rotation for whatever that's worth, despite holding a 6 ERA all season. So Suarez, we're seeing Nathan says he hates backing him. Now, this is the problem, Nate. The Phillies are 6-1 in Suarez's last start, so might want to get over that a little bit here in this one. And Dwight wants the Phillies, and so does Blake. Thank you, Gerardo. We'll get to that NHL. And and Gerardo, you see my crest here. Got me that beautiful dog. Hope you see that. All right, I'll keep previewing the game here. Suarez a 4.35 ERA in his last 5 starts, however. But Suarez in the playoffs, 5 career starts in the playoffs, a 1.16 ERA with a 3-0 record. And this is the guy that maybe we were expecting to see in his career path a little bit, right? If anything, for Ranger Suarez, I mean, this is it, man. This is the peak to be in your career form in the postseason right now. In a team that's dominating here. They got to get on the road, no doubt about it. And they are a stiff favorite. Let me make sure I got this line right. It was so slow yesterday. All these lines were typed in yesterday, right? With that card, I was able to kind of get ahead here. And Thomas might be trying to get there with the look, and we're back in Arizona now. I mean, I know that definitely want to. I'm going to give reasons to back the Diamondbacks. I'm not necessarily tipping my hand, and it's down. Maybe I'm showing $1.16 at the sharpest book here in Vegas, $1.24 at the squarest book on the internet, on the squarest offshore book. And so, if anything, I've got kind of a high price here listed on the screen. Thank you, Ron, and have a great day. So, for the Phillies, who have won 15 of their last 19 games overall now, this is the moment, right? It feels like they've come to the maturity point, right? The return for the Phillies is starting to come in here a little bit. Now, it will be loud in Arizona, not Philadelphia loud. They got some great fans there. It is a good fan base and all that, but it doesn't feel like, especially the way Arizona was so, weak in those games. And no doubt because of the fact that, hey, all the momentum came in. Philly had all the momentum from the get-go in the series so far. So you want to give them a chance here to stay in this game. Thought, like I said, talk about career moments. Thought has turned in some nice efforts here. 3.61 ERA in his last 5 starts. Arizona's 4-1 in those games with Thought. Arizona 5-2 right now in the postseason, but obviously outscored 15-3 in those first 2 games. The total here 9 over 15 for the most part. Yeah, maybe it's even gone up a little bit here to 9/20. Ranger Suarez has gone under in 5 of his last 8 starts. That's not anything too specific necessarily there, but the Phillies over in 3-1 to the over in their last 10. Suarez, for Brandon Pfaadt, he's gone 2-6 to the under, 6 unders and 2 overs in his last 8 starts. So, Phillies have a 6-3 record now against the Diamondbacks so far this season. And, well, maybe if we're getting just a little bit cheaper price on the road, I'm not still sticking with because I was, a little bit hunching on the Diamondbacks here. Remember when we were looking for futures? I mean, the Diamondbacks were the team, right? I was like ready to go way low and say, let's pull these Diamondbacks out and make sure we've grabbed them. At the time, it was 12-1. We remember we were down to, they had already looked good in that first series. But nonetheless, here, the Phillies just, man, they're just crushing. And Suarez, to me, is really on top of this. For Pfaadt, look, this has been great to, be in these clutch games and keep his ERA close to, under 4, under 3.75. That's really doing a good job, like I said, for a pitcher that basically had over a 6 ERA all season. So for me, I'm just going to end up with Philly in this game on the road as a short favorite. I guess I'm getting a little bit of a discount here. Here's Ray says take the under in this one. All right. So give me the Phillies here. I'll list $1.35 on screen. You're going to go to your book, and if you want Philly, well, of course they do, Nathan. You want to win them all. Got to give Arizona a shot. This has been an incredible run for Arizona. Is it too much momentum to overcome right now? It all, right, talk about the old recency bias. I got to take my pills for the recency bias disease. But it did look, really good. And again, I just come back to the starting pitching matchup where Ranger Suarez is looking like, an all-star pitcher, no doubt. He's looking like a real stud out there. And Brandon Pfaadt, while performing very admirably and overachieving and exceeding his regular season performance by far, or considerably. You want to give him all the credit. Like I said, I mean, this guy hung in there all year, and Lovello kept throwing him out there every day. Probably they just didn't, they just didn't have enough pitching, and and they've still reached this point. Right? Because remember, he came up pretty early. I mean, it was like, I don't know, what was it, late April or late April, early May, if that, right? And basically pitched all year. And without, he made many starts. All right. Phillies it is for me. That it might even be, it's probably square, but who's moving the line here right now? People ready to get in on Arizona. Woohoo! Diamondbacks, we're playing so well. Let's take them today at home against the Red Hot Phillies. Okay, no problem. I mean, this is my free play. Just going with the total here, I think, on the premium. And this is a discount now on the Phillies because thanks to the sharps or the people who like home field advantages, right? Because you can make your arguments for arguments for Arizona, whatever they may be. But we know where the momentum is in this. So, okay, we got to move on. Let's get to the late game here with Houston and Texas right now. And wow, the road-dominated series at this point. We get into Game 4 here. 2-1 now. And it's Andrew Heaney, the left-hander, going. And he's a slight favorite here in this one, about $1.15 or so. Total here, 9 and climbing. Do I hear 9.5 under 15? Maybe. What do you guys have in this one? I'm going to check it out because maybe, like I said, these were last night now. I've already moved, Could this total be going up again after what we saw with the Astros bats last night? Ray says the Astros to even up the series here with another road win. And yes, the Astros road record, I think it may be just one game better than or 1.5 game, whatever. It's really close. I think they're like 52 and 31 or something like. I got the numbers here. I think whatever the case may be, they're like 20, 21 games over 500, and well, so are the Rangers at home. Here it is, 51 Astros 54 and 30 on the road this season. But to be fair, the Rangers 51 and 32 at home. Now, teams that win on the road, right? We kind of think about. Remember in the scandal, the road was kind of like, yeah, they had the trash banging, but they also had they had their road secrets too. So you wonder how a team, it's still a short set. You can go, as we've seen, you can go 20 games over 500 on the road, go 500 at home. But it is kind of funny, right, Dwight? And who's tired of the Astros? Okay, do we have Houston? I don't know if we have Houstonites. Houstonites, yeah, Houstonites. I would think it is. In our chat very often, I don't want to get down on these Astros. Have they taken enough abuse, or have they? Right? Look, they're still talking about the Black Sox 100 years later. Do you think in like 21-17 they're going to look back and talk about the Astros from 100 years ago in baseball history? Houston bats stay hot. Andrew Haney, a 2.7 ERA over his last 3 starts. The Rangers were 16 and 12 with Haney on the mound this season. For Urquidy, a 1.54 ERA in his last 2 starts. Houston, 7 and 10 though with Urquidy on the mound this season. Urquidy, plenty of playoff experience, 4-2 record, a 3.64 ERA, and to note, Urquidy 5-0 with a 2.82 ERA in his career against Houston. For Haney, he has a 2.7 ERA in 1 career playoff start and 1 other appearance. 4-4 record with a 3.35 ERA in his career against the Houston Astros. Jose Altuve against Haney has a couple of home runs. Jose Abreu, 4 home runs off of Haney in 25 plate appearances, but just 5 hits. 4 home runs in 5 hits for Abreu. Yordan Alvarez, just 4 hits in 19 plate appearances against Haney this season. Bregman, definitely a pretty good numbers, 11 hits, 37 plate appearances. For Kyle Tucker, just 1 home run in 15 plate appearances. 1 hit, it was a home run in 15 plate appearances there. And Martin Maldonado, who came through big time for once, right? It's tough. Maldonado handles pitchers great, and we give him a hard time. There no doubt is, going to leave something to be desired sometimes. Glad he came through. It was a feel-good moment for Maldonado. 2 for 16, though, against Haney with 8 strikeouts. For some of the Rangers here, Semien, 8 hits in 23 plate appearances and 3 home runs against Urquidy. And let's see any other good ones here. Jonah Heim, 0 for 7, 7 plate appearances, no hits, a walk. And Tavares, 11 plate appearances with no hits, uh, one walk. So these numbers appear to indicate that Houston's had more success against Haney here for sure. They're probably looking at an on base percentage here, pretty decent. Let's see, 54. So maybe my math might. I don't want to quote it. I'll give you out some of the stats there. Hey, Perky, nice to see you. He says the Astros will come out looking good and show the world why they're uh, defending, and a great spot for them to tie it up. And he's ready to go. He likes it, no doubt. Solos on the Astros in this one. You guys are ready to roll on these Astros. I get it. I get it. I want it. I want to get on Texas here. It feels like I should update that total on the screen. Houston bats stay hot. Oop. Thought I saw. Let me go ahead and put it at 9.5 on the screen here at 9.5. I'll call it under 15, but to me, it looks like the line has gone up here. Yeah, no doubt about that. As far as that line going up, and that has me, that is an interesting move there to say the least. I wouldn't mind it. Better give it out as a pre. I like the over, and I'm going to take it over and go over 9.5 as the free play right now because at 9.5, I'm not going to get there on a premium, but I do like the runs, and we missed out on. I don't know. I had 9 listed there. I don't see anything really opening close other than a few that were 9 heavily juiced. So I don't know why I had 9 up there. 9.5 looks like the line, especially after yesterday. Perky says, watch out for the runs. And it's his smack the cheeks. Can I say that on the air here? Play of the day. You know how it is over here, Perky. We're a little more, button up. We're a little more buttoned up, as they say with the football defenses. So, but I asked for, I asked for official, names of the plays. So, well, you've given it to me, sir. Okay. All right. I was thinking a little bit more reserved, Ramon style. Okay. We are yin and yang, but that's what makes us such a fun pair, Berkey.